Hello, welcome to the training module 2. Over here we'll be understanding and learning how to download and configure Appium on a Android device which is connected to a Windows machine. Later on we'll do it on the Mac machine as well, but right now this tutorial is Android connected to Windows machine. Right. And in case you have any questions, you can always, you're watching this video right on this page, you can scroll down and on the speak your mind you can actually ask the questions and we'll reply to them. Fine. Now, understanding how Appium is configured with Android is quite a complex process, but it's simple if you follow this video step by step. Okay, we will be connecting the real device with the PC as well as we'll be using emulator. I'll explain you on both how to run it on a real Android device as well as emulator. Okay, right. Now installation process of Appium and configuration is divided into these small steps which I have written. Okay, the elaborate steps are mentioned on the website. If you go over here, if you click on more topics, these are all the things which we are going to study. Right now, talking about overview and installation of the softwares, this is the overview. Most probably, like most importantly, you should be having at least 4 GB of RAM and a good internet connectivity. Right, you should be having JDK 8. We'll install JDK 8. Right, and you need to install Android as well. Many people ask me that why do you install JDK 8, because these days JDK 9, 10, 11, 12 are there in the market. Look, Appium works best with JDK 8. With other versions it gives issues. Okay, and JDK 8 is quite stable. It's one of the most stable versions of Java and it is supported till 2030. Okay, and Android, you have to configure Android on your PC, install Android. The reason why you need to install Android for Appium is that when you are connecting an Android phone to your PC, your phone should be detected as a like developers, they detect the phone on the PC. Okay, your phone when connected to the PC should be visible to the PC that it's in a way that the developer is working on a phone. Okay, regularly when you connect to your phone, you just connect it for the file transfer and all everything, right? So your phone knows that it is being connected to the PC for file transfer. But if you have installed Android on your phone, then your phone will know that it's been connected as a developer. The developer is going to work on a phone. Okay, so there are a lot of installations, ADT plugin and all different things which you need to install. Okay, so let's start step by step and then I'll be able to explain you everything. Please follow these steps which I have mentioned over here, rather in the module, very carefully. Okay, now installing JDK 8 and setting up Java Home is the first thing. Right, for that you need to go to Google and just type download and install JDK 8. Okay, or download JDK 8, anything. You will go to the first website, which is Oracle site, and over here you can download it for 64-bit machine. Right, and accept the conditions and click on download JDK 8. You will be taken to the Oracle site where you can log in with user ID and password. You can create one in case you need one. Right, obviously you'll have to create it, and you can download JDK and install it. Once you have installed JDK, you can go to your C drive, program files. This is program files, right, 64-bit, and under it you will see Java. Okay, and here is JDK 8. Alright, so you just copy the path of this JDK. Now after this JDK is installed, you need to set it up in the environment variables. Okay, because when Android will be installed on the PC, right, Android should know where Java is on the PC. So for that you need to configure the environment variables. You right click on my computer, go to the properties of my computer and go to advanced system settings, right, and go to environment variables. Fine, when you click on environment variables, you will have to create a new environment variable known as Java home. Okay, give the path of JDK. Okay, right. Then scroll down and there would be a pre-existing path variable. Edit this path variable. In Windows 10 you will see a screen like this. In Windows 7 or 8 you will see a screen like this when you click on edit. Okay, so in Windows 10 you create a new path, give the path of JDK followed by bin folder. You need to give the path of the bin folder of JDK, right? And in case of Windows 7 or Windows 8, you will get this variable value. Go to the end of this variable value, put a semicolon in the end. All right, give the path of JDK followed by /bin, the bin folder of JDK. So this way you configure the environment variables for JDK. Okay, right. Now once you have done this, you have set up JDK. The next step is that you need to install Android. Okay, right. So by setting up Java home in your PC, Android will come to know that where Java is present on the PC. So for this you just go to Google, type download Android, click on the first link and you can download the Android for Windows 64-bit, right? It will download on your PC, right, and install it. Once you have installed it, okay, you can open Android Studio. Android Studio gets installed, right? It is somewhat similar to Eclipse, right? In Eclipse we write the regular Java code, and Android Studio will be writing the Java code for Android, but we don't need to use that for writing code. Android Studio will help you to detect your phone on the PC. Okay, you will have to configure Android, right? So this is the next step, that you have to configure Android, right? And let it open. Hold on, just a minute, it's opening up. It takes a little while to open up Android. Fine, we have configured Android, and Android Studio has opened up, right? Once you install it, you open Android Studio. Now over here, if you click on this icon, this is the SDK manager. Okay, software development kit, Android SDK, right? If you click on it, you will see a window like this. This window will in Android SDK section over here, it will have SDK Platforms, SDK Tools and SDK Update Sites section, right? Under SDK Platforms you will be seeing all the versions of Android which are there. Okay, now basically from Android 6 onwards, okay, if I talk about Android 6 onwards, Appium works. For all the versions beyond Android 6, you'll have to use Android. Okay, right. Now these days, of course, every company would want to check its app on every version, but there are very few phones on such older versions. But still, you know, testing on Appium is only done on 6 and above. Okay, most of the times the phones, they get auto updated and all as well, right? Now in terms of developers, okay, we know these are the versions of Android. Okay, R has come up, 10, Q, 9 was Pi, right? If you talk about developers, then developers talk about API levels. Every Android version has some API level associated with it. A common user who is not technical talks about the version of Android. The technical people, the Android developers, they talk about the API level. That fine, we are going to make an API level this, or the version Q would be on API version 29. Okay, this is what the API version is. Now of course all these things will not be installed on your PC. In my PC they are installed. So what you need to do is that you need to check from 6 to all the versions beyond that. Okay, and install the SDKs on your PC for all these versions. You check them and click on apply and OK, and the installation will be carried on. You need to be the, probably if you are the administrator of the PC and you have installation rights, that would be the best thing, right? It downloads a lot of stuff. Make sure you have good internet connection and everything will be installed. Okay, you will have these platform tools installed. Now after that you have to install few SDK tools as well. Okay, you have to install Android emulator because not everybody would be having an Android phone. Okay, so you can install the emulator and run the scripts on emulator as well. I am going to teach you how to do that on emulator as well as real device, right? And then install SDK platform tools, install SDK tools, okay, and also Play services, USB driver, WebDriver, Google WebDriver is important, and Intel 64 accelerator. Okay, SDK build tools should also be installed. So whatever things in my PC they are installed, okay, you install all of them. Alright, USB driver helps certain phones to be detected on your PC, on your Windows PC. Okay, but sometimes there are some phones, for example a phone like OnePlus 7T, okay, that will not be detected very easily on a PC. OnePlus 7T providers, they provide their own USB drivers with which your phone can be detected on a PC easily. But with this generic Google USB drivers, most of the phones are detected. Okay, Google WebDriver helps in the automation process and all. Okay, so once you install all this, right, after you don't do it parallelly. Okay, do the SDK platforms first and after that install SDK tools. Don't do it parallelly. Okay, so installation happens in this directory. You can edit the location of this directory as well, and this is a very important location. You will need it again and again. If I open this location, you will have few important folders like platform tools, platforms, and build tools, okay, as well as the tools folder. We will be using them a lot. Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to download and install Android. Okay, and I told you about API levels and all. Okay, and then you have to update the Android SDK platforms. Alright, and these topics, they're coming a little bit jumbled up, that's fine. Update Android SDK tools, Google Play services, all these things. Okay, now after that you have to set the Android home and path variable. Okay, and you need to test whether Android is successfully configured on your machine or not. Okay, so for that what you need to do is, this is the path of SDK. Okay, right, once you have done the updates, everything, your Android Studio will also restart. You copy the SDK. Over here all the downloads will happen in these folders. Okay, and you go to My Computer Properties again and go to Advanced System Settings, go to Environment Variables, and in the System Settings create a new environment variable known as Android Home and give the path of Android on your PC. Okay, right, then you scroll down and you will have the variable path. Okay, you edit this variable, and in Windows 10 you'll get a screen like this. Of course, you create a new variable. Basically you have to create these three paths. Okay, under your Android SDK path, okay, if you look at this, the Android SDK, you have folders like tools, platform tools, and you have build tools. You have these three folders, right? You need to give the path of all these platform tools, platforms and tools, I'm sorry, platforms, platform tools and tools. Okay, these three you have to give over here. Okay, build tools are also required, which I'll talk about later on, this folder. Okay, in case you have Windows 7 or Windows 8, right? You get this variable, go to the end, give the path of SDK followed by tools, then put a semicolon, give a path of SDK followed by platform tools, and the third one, which is platforms. Okay, you need to give all the three paths. Okay, and click on OK, and fine. This will configure Android on your PC correctly.